This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
It was a less than exciting start for the Yankees to their road trip in Cincinnati. Reds beat them tonight 6-1. The one Yankee run, a home run courtesy of, you guessed it, Aaron Judge. A solo shot, a bomb of a home run coming in the first inning, and that was it. Allan Winans made his debut as a Yankee. He pitched okay, 4 1/3. Cody Bellinger added 3 hits. But again, the Yanks lose 6-1. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Glad to have you aboard. You can also follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to chat after every single game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Before we start, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. And away we go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, as we said, it was a 6-1 Yankee defeat. Pretty lackluster performance, really, in all phases of the game. The Yanks got a home run, an upper tank home run from Aaron Judge in the very first inning. Believe it or not, he is no stranger to hitting home runs in that first inning. For Judge, his 11 first inning home runs this season, of course. Now Judge has 28 homers total. By the way, Cal Raleigh hit another home run tonight as well. He's just been crazy. Anyways, as far as Aaron Judge, amazing that they pitched to him. Yes, it's only the first inning. Yes, there's nobody on base, but it came on a 3-1 pitch. It was 3-0, throws a strike, Nick Lodolo to get back into the count, and then a 3-1 blast. You figured he's going to go off speed or some sort of breaking ball. He throws a fastball right down the middle, and obviously Judge crushes it. Regardless, that was it for the Yankees. They had just 8 hits on the afternoon. We talked about Cody Bellinger. He had 3 hits tonight. 2 of them were doubles, but again, not much else from the Yankees. In fact, they were 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position and left 9 on base. Ouch. Again, to repeat, 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 9 left on base. Here's a perfect example. The Yankees got the first 2 runners on in the 8th. It was only 4-1 at that point. So the Yanks were still within striking distance. Again, 2 on, nobody out. They have the Reds where they want them. Stanton and Jazz both strike out. Volpe grounds out. And that was it. As we said, 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 9 left on base. Meanwhile, the Yanks unfortunately struck out 13 times tonight. Remember, folks, this is a solid Reds team. Not great, not terrible. Perhaps you underestimated them. But again, to strike out 13 times, including 6 against the starter, who only went 4 1/3 himself, well, it tells you all you need to know about where the Yankees are offensively. Strikeouts, 2 for Goldschmidt, 3 for Stanton, 3 for Jazz Chisholm, 2 for Anthony Volpe. The only Yankees not to strike out today were Cody Bellinger, who, of course, had 3 hits, and Aaron Judge, who had the home run. Those are the only 2 Yankees not to strike out. As we said, 4 players had at least 2. 2 for Goldschmidt and Volpe, 3 each for Stanton and Jazz. Again, the Yanks did not bring the offensive hitting shoes. As for Winans, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 4 earned, didn't walk anybody. In fact, he was pretty good through the first 3. Hit a little bit of a rough patch, obviously, in that 4th, and then he couldn't get out of the 5th. Again, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 4, no walks, 1 strikeout through 62 pitches. Folks, this is not his first run in the MLB in Major League Baseball. Had a few starts a couple seasons ago with the Braves in Atlanta. In fact, this is not or wasn't his first start against the Reds either. But again, his Yankee debut, and that's all obviously always going to be a nerve-wracking, tension-filled exercise, if you will. Ian Hamilton, Tim Hill, and Mark Leiter Jr. filled out the rest of the Yankee rotation as far as innings pitched tonight. Hamilton went 2. Tim Hill went a 2/3 of an inning, and Mark Leiter Jr. got all 3 outs in that 8th inning. Meanwhile, Yankee pitchers were only able to strike out 5 Reds. So again, and 2 of those coming from Jake Fraley. So only 4 different Reds struck out. Now, what's interesting, and the Yankees have to be prepared for this for tomorrow and obviously Wednesday when they round out the series. If you recall, now this is 2 years in a row. 2 years ago, the Yanks swept the Reds in a 3-game series in Cincinnati. Last year, remember, the Reds were terrible last year. They swept the Yankees in a 3-game set at the stadium. That was the 4th of July holiday break. So again, back-to-back sweeps. The Yankees 2 years ago, the Reds last year, and now Cincy has a chance to make it 6 straight over the Yankees, believe it or not. It's now 4 straight. And again, the Yanks will try and obviously avoid that fate by winning 1 of the next 2. And as we said, the Reds are not a bad team. They've won 11 of 16. They're above 500 and within striking distance of wild card positioning in the National League. They are 41-38 and 21-17 at home. So this will be no small task for the Yankees, despite the fact that, and we'll get to this coming up, they have the pitching edge both Tuesday and Wednesday. And again, we'll get to that coming up. For Winans, he was the 8th different starter for the Yankees this year. What's interesting about that is that doesn't seem like a lot. That's also considering we haven't seen Cole or Heel at any point this season. Obviously, we won't see Cole. Hopefully, Heel by July, August, right in there. But the 8th different starter this year for the Yanks, the 7th fewest in Major League Baseball. So, point is, that's pretty good. The Yankees starters, with the exception of Yarbrough very recently, and that's why Winans got the start tonight. That was Yarbrough's spot in the rotation. Despite him, and obviously despite Garrett Cole, the Yanks starting rotation has been there. They have been good. Rodon and Fried and obviously Yarbrough before this week. But again, the Yanks have been good. So they'll try and remain healthy, if you will, in the starting rotation. And then, of course, you never know. Trade deadline right around the corner, not too far away. Anthony Volpe had a difficult night, as we said, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He's now hitting .233. Problem is he's struggling on both sides of the ball. He obviously has been in a slump. He did break out of that 0 for 25 with 3 hits on Saturday, but of course, the momentum stopped when he didn't play on Sunday, a scheduled day off. Well, Boone probably didn't think he was going to get 3 hits on Saturday because he announced before Saturday's game that Volpe was going to sit out Sunday. Well, despite the 3 hits, we thought there was a chance Boone would override himself and play Volpe on Sunday. That didn't happen. And right back to where we were, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and he's taking that into the field with him. Now, it didn't affect anything as far as game-wise, but it did allow a run to score in that 8th inning. The throwing error came with Jose Trevino running, the former New York Yankee. Elly De La Cruz is a stud. We know that. He's a superstar. He's one of the faces of the game. Well, he was awesome tonight. He hit a home run. He had a triple. And he had a single, just a double shy of the cycle. He was 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, including the home run. The home run was his 18th and was to the opposite field to right field as a righty batter. Again, 6-1 the final score. Yanks fall to 45-33. They're 21-17 away. And as we said, coming up next, we'll examine the pitching matchups, which, as we said, are interesting and, according to me, favor the Yankees. We'll get to that coming up next. All right, looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios, one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help you feel fuller longer. Personally, I love the no shells variety. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days. Whether I'm snacking at my desk on a road trip or just need a quick protein boost, they're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite as well. Get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Up next is FanDuel, the NBA playoffs. Well, they just came to a close. What a game 7 it was. And as we know, every night delivered highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it was a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into player props. FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. All right, we are back, and without further ado,
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's not the first time Aaron Judge gets the game ball, and it won't be the last. And it obviously comes in a loss, so a little bittersweet. But again, Aaron Judge continues to smash the baseball. Number 28 for him on the year. It came in the first inning. What's more amazing, not the fact that he has 28, but the fact that he has 11 of them in the very first inning. He has just been great. So a game ball to Judge, who was 1 for 3. His average now at 367. And for what it's worth, on base 468, slugging 734. So he's still right around 1,200 OPS, which of course is out of this world. All right, as for the pitching matchups, interesting. One of the best prospects in the game is going to come up and pitch for the Reds on Tuesday. His name is Chase Burns. Again, one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. His task, obviously, a very difficult, stacked Yankee lineup, but he also has to worry about his own team getting hits and runs because Carlos Rodon is on the mound tomorrow, and he obviously has been pretty good. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, it was supposed to be Nick Martinez. He pitched tonight, the Fordham grab. Brady Singer will now get the start on Wednesday. He'll be opposed by Max Fried. So again, Rodon on Tuesday, Max Fried on Wednesday. Then the Yankees are back home for 3 with the Athletics, starting with fireworks night Friday night, afternoon games on Saturday and Sunday, then 3 in Toronto and 3 with the Mets over the 4th of July break. Technically, it's a 7-game road swing, but again, only the 4 games in Toronto. The other 3 will obviously be in New York. But again, as we said, 6-1 the final score. Don't get too worried. As we said, Yanks have the pitching advantages over the next 2 nights. For several years now, the Yanks have struggled against guys they've seen for the first time, and that has been a Yankee staple for a long time, unfortunately. We'll have to wait and see how Chase Burns gets introduced to the Yankees tomorrow. Again, he'll be opposed by Carlos Rodon. Thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. Again, all their stuff at Locked On Yankees, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. 6-1 the final score. Yanks kick off their road swing in Cincinnati on a sour note. Aaron Judge hits a home run. Allan Winans, his first start in a Yankees uniform. He takes the loss. Again, 6-1 the final score. And as usual, when the Yanks play a game, we'll be with you immediately following said game. That next game is tomorrow night. See you then. Have a good night, everyone.